Alright, we're going to go in a little bit more depth on the sum and difference of cubes. This is one, I know you saw it last year in Algebra 2, just wanted to kind of bring it back to your mind. If you have something that is a cubed and b cubed, either plus or minus, you can factor that. Okay, this is one of those, it goes into a short factor and a long factor. Your short factor is just the a plus b. These signs are the same. Your long factor is your first term squared. At the end, it's your last term squared. And the middle is your first times your last, the a and times the b. And then these signs are going to be opposite. That will always be plus. And now, I know that I've written all over that and you can't really see it, but examples might help out a little bit more. But again, if you have a cubed minus b cubed, your short factor is going to be a minus b. Those signs are the same. And then your long factor is going to be the first thing squared, the last thing squared, and the middle will be the a times b. These signs will be opposites. Last one, always a plus. Okay, so let's actually do some of these. Sometimes they're just easier to see. So what I like to do is I like to actually write them as cubes. So 64x cubed, that's the same thing as 4x cubed, and 1 is just 1 cube. I do expect that you know some of your common cubes. We talked about those in a previous video, but 1 cubed is 1, 2 cubed is 8, 3 cubed is 27, 4 cubed is 64, 5 cubed is 125, 6 cubed is 216. So I expect that you would recognize at least that far. I don't know what 7 cubed is off the top of my head, so but at least these you should know. Okay, so now that we've written it like this, we can factor it. We're going to have a short factor and a long factor. So the short factor, ignore the cubes, it's just going to be 4x minus 1. The long factor is we're going to take this first term and square it. So it will be 4x squared. And then we're going to take this last term and square it. So 1 squared. The middle term is going to be 4x times 1. So 4x times 1. I should have left more room. Okay. These signs are the same. So this one is opposite, and this one's always a plus. So now let's clean this up. We've got 4x minus 1, 16x squared plus 4x plus 1. And that is completely factored. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple more problems like this. So here we have x cubed plus 6 cubed. So we're going to break into our short factor, long factor. Short factor, just ignore the cubes. It's just going to be x plus 6. Long factor, it'll be the first term squared, so x squared. It'll end with the last term squared, which is 6 squared, and the middle will just be both of them multiplied together, so 6 times x. Those are the same. That's opposite. That's always a plus. So we are left with x plus 6, x squared minus 6x plus 36. And this is completely factored. Now, you may look at this long factor, the x squared minus 6x plus 36, and think, oh, I should be able to factor that. If you try it, you're going to find out that it doesn't. This is as far as it goes. Okay, the next one. Well, 5 is not a perfect cube, nor is 135, but they are both divisible by 5. So the first thing we're going to do is factor out of 5. That leaves us with y cubed plus 27. Now, 27 is a perfect cube, so what we really have is y cubed plus 3 cubed. Okay, so we're going to break this into short factor and long factor. We still have that 5 on the outside. Sorry, I'm going to come down here. 5 short factor, long factor. So our short factor will be y plus 3. The long factor will be the first thing squared, so y squared. It ends with the last thing squared, so 3 squared. And the middle is just going to be 3 times y. This will have the opposite sign, and that's always a plus. So clean this up. We have 5y plus 3, y squared minus 3y plus 9. Okay, so those are your sum and difference of cubes.